The Lakers.
Whew.
They lost two key players in free agency in Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. They did get back Marc Gasol, and Marc Gasol has been very good defensively for them. But their problem is that now they don't have enough rim protection. Gasol is an amazing defender, but he's not a very great rim protector because he can't jump very high. So this had me questioning whether the Lakers should make a trade at the trade deadline, and who should they trade for? In my opinion, three players jump out to me. Andre Drummond, Nerlens Noel, and Hassan Whiteside on the Sacramento Kings. So I think these two trades make the most sense. The Knicks, Lakers would get Nerlens Noel and Austin Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks, would get Kyle Kuzma, Gerald Dudley, Alfonso McKinney, and Quinn Cook. And I actually have another one. In the Knicks trade, the Lakers get Nerlens Noel, Austin Rivers, and Reggie Bullock. Because I think Reggie Bullock, he's a good shooter, he's a three, he's a good defender. And then the Knicks would get Kyle Kuzma, Dudley, McKinney, and Cook, just a bunch of salary cap fill-ins. My second trade was a trade with the Kings. The Lakers get Hassan Whiteside, and this might be this might hurt Lakers fans' feelings, but the Kings get Talen Horton-Tucker and the pick or two. And I think Talen Horton-Tucker, I saw something on Twitter. From Dev in the Lab. If you don't know him, he makes phenomenal content. He's really a basketball mastermind. He knows what he's talking about. He says teams usually, when they want to shop a young player,
I know what you're talking about.
The team plays them more than usual. And I think that's kind of happening with Talen Horton-Tucker, and he's been getting some media attention. Maybe are the Lakers playing him more because they want him to have some trade value to maybe get a rim protector? I think Hassan Whiteside and Talen Horton-Tucker is a steal for the Lakers, in my opinion. I think it's good for the Kings because the Kings now have two guards off the bench. Corey Joseph has been very inconsistent. But the Lakers, I think this is a win for them. Talen Horton-Tucker is a fantastic young player, but Lakers are trying to win now. They're trying to two-peat. They need a rim protector. Hassan Whiteside, I think, he averages 1.5 blocks per game, somewhere around there. I think this would be a no-brainer for the Lakers if I'm trying to win this year. Talen Horton-Tucker is a fantastic young player, but if I'm thinking about strictly now, I would do the trade.
I understand if there's one guy in the league you're going to put locker room presence on is LeBron James, but I know Hassan Whiteside has had a lot of locker room issues everywhere around the league he's gone, and that's one of the biggest reasons why he hasn't been playing in Sacramento or at least not playing as much as he should be, because he's just is a locker room problem. And I don't know if that's something the Lakers want to invite in to a team that's 20-6 right now, and even without a move, I think would cruise through the Western Conference.
Talking about regular season?
I'm talking about playoffs. I don't see
do the playoffs?
Maybe cruise is a stretch. I don't see any team beating them in a 7-game series.
I see.
Maybe the Clippers.
Utah fans aren't gonna like you.
No, I know they don't like me already. So
I think that's hot. That's a hot take because I think the Clippers are something to be fearful of.
I said maybe the Clippers.
You said maybe. I wouldn't say maybe. I think I don't know, man. You said trade Kyle Kuzma
to the Knicks. Yes. I think Kyle Kuzma is playing great, but he's averaging 10 points per game. I think Reggie Bullock can give you that. Austin Rivers is a gritty guy. He can, guard. He's a really good defender. And you get Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel right now is averaging 2 blocks per game. He's top 5 in blocks, and he doesn't even play much. He plays 17 minutes per game.
Did you have a Drummond package?
No, I did this all on the trade machine. So these are all trades that work salary cap wise.
What about a trade for JaVale McGee or wait till they buy him out?
That could work, but just because I think that they let JaVale McGee go. So I don't think they'd bring him back. And that's just my opinion of it.
They also benched him in the playoffs last year, essentially.
I think if he goes,
AD could play the 5.
If McGee goes to a team, I think it's probably going to be the Nets. Another option out there is Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah, I was thinking of those two names popped in my head when we was talking trade. I was thinking Bismack Biyombo and JaVale McGee. You know, some guys who are big men, high flyers for their position that can get block shots. I don't know if I'm really sold on trading Kuzma just because he's been playing really well. The Horton one, I get it though, because I know what you're talking about. I read what Devin Lab said that when the young guys play a lot, so they're about to be traded. So I get that part. He's been playing good too, though. I think they're good where they are now. I know they lack rim protection, but I think their team is set up pretty fabulous right now. I don't think in the West, outside of the Joker, you don't really have to worry about Rudy Gobert, but you don't really have to worry about any offensive elite big men. So I think against the Clippers, they're probably going to play small anyways.
A trade that could have worked is trading Wesley Matthews to the Knicks for Nerlens Noel. But I don't know if they do that. I don't think the Knicks would want Wesley Matthews straight up. Maybe they would because they do need more shooting, and I think Wesley Matthews brings that and defense. But I'm not sure they would do that. These are all trades that work with the trade machine, so these work under the salary. Obviously, these teams know their ins and outs and rules and how to bend that. But from the knowledge that I know, these are the trades that can work. I think Nerlens Noel and Hassan Whiteside are two targets that they should go after.
Do you think Biyombo is going to get bought out?
I think Biyombo stays. I think Biyombo is in trade speculation talks just because he's a guy who can protect the rim, but there's been no discussion of Bismack Biyombo getting traded and the Hornets actively shopping him because he's huge to what they do.
I think if they weren't as good as they were right now, he would definitely be in the talks.
And we'll see where they're at the trade deadline. But if I was the Lakers, honestly, the only guys I would look at would be buyout market guys. I don't think I would mess with this roster too much. They've been doing really well. And I think, more importantly, come playoff time, they'll go to that Anthony Davis to the 5 lineup anyway, like they did last year and were so successful with. You would have to imagine by then Anthony Davis will start to find his rhythm a little bit, which he's been struggling to do this season.
He just got hurt.
But, I think that's that's what they're going to be relying on in the playoffs. So I wouldn't move too many assets to get a 5 who is probably going to have his minutes cut into come playoff time.